Would you like to go from unknown to well known so you can be seen as an expert, establish trust and authority, set yourself apart from your competitors, and get paid more for your expertise? I'm Priya Florence Shah, award winning publisher, author, podcaster, and online branding consultant. In this channel, you learn how to create a personal brand that outlasts the next social media or search engine algorithm update. Sign up for my free personal branding email course below, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video.
Nick Tubis is the founder and CEO of freelancingclients.com, and he's been a serial entrepreneur and has been the driving force of the freelance economy. His company has helped thousands of people escape a 9 to 5 and build their own freelance businesses from over 25 different countries. Previously, Nick founded LiveVoice, which was one of the fastest growing virtual reception companies, which was acquired in 2017, right? He founded OrderSolutions, which disrupted the restaurant industry and is now one of the fastest growing restaurant call center companies in the United States. And he's also a Forbes strategist on freelancing. Nick has interviewed and worked with 20 of the world's highest paid freelancers that have made $10 million on just Upwork alone. His students have been able to land meetings and deals with companies like Amazon, Hilton, Samsung, Papa John's, AutoZone, Tom Shoes, Wells Fargo, Verizon, Stripe, and hundreds of other notable brands. So, Nick, I'll hand it over to you, and can you introduce yourself to my audience and tell them
Yeah,
what you're
absolutely.
doing?
Well,
What you're doing now, right now.
yeah. Well, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here. Again, my name is Nick Tubis. I'm the founder of freelancingclients.com. And yeah, basically what we do is last year I partnered with 20 of the world's highest paid freelancers. Coincidentally, after I was interviewing them, and we started this company, and we help people turn their skills, turn their experience into a highly profitable freelance business or agency. And it's been going amazingly well. Like you said, we've helped people from 25 different countries, and we help people on Upwork. We help people with email marketing, with LinkedIn, and really our focus is how do we help people serve businesses. That's our end. All of our clients and customer is businesses. So that's been my background, and I have some pretty unique ways to get clients. And it's been going well. So I'm happy to answer any questions or whatever you'd like to ask me, and we could dive right into it.
Okay, so my first question is going to be, as a freelancer, Nick, how important is it to establish a personal brand for yourself?
Huge. So one of the biggest mistakes that I see freelancers make is they try to go on, let's just say, a freelancing platform like Upwork or Fiverr or whatever it might be, and they try to do everything right, but they struggle to land their first client. And the answer is always the same. It's because it's kind of with branding. It's they don't have any reviews, so clients don't trust them. And nowadays, if you don't have reviews, everything is so public. Clients won't trust you, and clients' attention spans are so short now. If you can't, build trust with them and grab their attention, they'll probably move on and hire someone else. So the thing that I've always told my clients and students is let's focus on getting reviews, getting 5-star reviews, getting testimonials, getting case studies, instead of just focusing on getting clients and making money, because the money comes from the reviews, the brand. It's like whenever you go to the store, I mean, at least myself, I'm guilty of this. I will literally look for the brand I like and just be invisible to anything else because I have such an affinity with that brand. So it is probably the biggest thing is building a brand as a freelancer. If you want to get clients and if you want to build, a real business from home, you've got to, establish your brand. So hopefully that answers your question.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's the way I got started out. I started out as a freelancer, and then I also built a brand for myself because I realized that that's the best way to get clients, right? And not only get clients, it's also the best way to get opportunities, other opportunities, open yourself to many different opportunities, not only clients, right? So,
Absolutely. And I'll add on one other thing. A couple of years ago, I was growing our restaurant call center business that I have. And it's so funny. I didn't mean to do this at the time. I kind of started getting into a habit, but I started writing blog posts every week. And I just started posting like best practices for, hiring a call center, or, how to increase upsells, just things that were within my space. And I was shocked of how many clients started reaching out to me. I wasn't even trying to get clients, but you build the brand, you position yourself as an authority, and it was amazing. So if whatever you can do to like provide value as a freelancer, and just instead of like trying to take, but just to give to people, your ROI will be huge. So let's just put it that way.
yeah, right. I mean, I had a talk just a little while ago with another guy who started out freelancing, and it's all about giving first, right? When you
Yeah,
give, and when you coach people, when you teach people, when you share your expertise, that's when you get known for that expertise, right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
So, besides blogging? I mean, blogging has been, like you said, it's
Yeah.
worked very well for you. So, what else has worked well for you in terms of
Oh,
online
yeah.
branding?
All kinds of stuff. So I would say blogging's been good. Doing tutorial videos
Okay.
amazingly well. Like I actually was just working on one earlier today that I'm gonna release. And yes, I mean, obviously I want to grow my business, get more customers, but the tutorial video is really to almost help people first and be like, hey, I know you have this problem. If you're in this space, let me show you how to solve that problem. If you want more help, we could work together. If not, hopefully I added some value to your day. And that is the best strategy, because nowadays people, at least I've noticed, a lot of clients are skeptical until you help them. It's hard for them to believe you. It's hard for them to trust you. So videos, I believe, are great. So if all you did was, I'll give you an example. A freelancer that I interviewed who's very successful in India. She's made hundreds of thousands of dollars on Upwork. And she told me one of her best strategies was she would go on Upwork, and she would see a job that she wanted to submit a proposal for. And all she did is she used a tool called Loom, Loom, to do a little screencast. And she would make a little video providing value in the proposal. And she stood out from all the other freelancers. And that was her like big secret to getting attention and getting clients, because, clients are just sifting through proposals over and over again. But then here's this one that stands out and adds value. Even if she charges more, they want to hire her because it shows that she cares. And again, it goes back to what you said. It's the brand. All this goes to building the brand. So videos are great. Blogs are great. What else have I done? I've done different things. Like I've done videos with my face in them. I've done videos with just doing my screencast. I've done blog posts. And also, I'll give you another example. I have a free training program for freelancers that I started doing just for this. It's called Freelance University. Totally free. You can go to freelancingclients.com and sign up. And every single day, I have created like a 5-minute video with one big idea that a freelancer could apply that day to help them. And it's totally free. And my strategy, my motivation is, number one, help people. Number two, I know if I help people, they'll want more and they'll buy, all of our courses and our higher end content. But that is a strategy that for me, I do it all in advance. So if I'll write the scripts or the episodes like a month in advance. So I'll be like, okay, I want to do 30 episodes of Freelance University. Which topics can we cover? And then I'll go shoot them all at once. So it's really efficient. And then I'll just have my team go post it, and we'll put it all over social media. And I actually learned that from someone who's a big productivity guy named Darren Hardy, who's been a mentor to me. And he does something similar with his own free training program called Darren Daily, which is awesome. Highly recommend that as well. But again, it's all designed to add value, solve problems. And I'm a big marketing guy. So what that does is it pre-frames your audience to have a bond with you. It pre-frames them to trust you. So if you want more clients, if you give value first, your chances of landing that client are 100 times than if you just try to sell someone cold. They don't know you. They don't know anything about you. They don't know if you can help them. So it's huge. It's huge. So hopefully but again, just to summarize, blogs, videos, I've done PDFs, like I've done, what you can do also that helps. Let's just say some people don't like being on camera. Some people don't like making videos.
Yeah.
What you can do is you could make a video just for yourself, no one sees, and then you can use a service called, I use it all the time. It's called Temi, T-M-I. And it's very cheap. It's like 80 cents or something like that. And then you just transcribe what you write, and then you just edit it. And then, you could get a freelancer or someone else to, if you're not good with design, to make it look nice. And then you have something you can share with people, and it builds that bond. So I've done all of that. And hopefully that adds some value.
Oh, that's great. I mean, I've never heard of Temi, and I think I could use that too, because right. I mean, it's okay.
It's great to repurpose existing content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really cool.
Awesome. So I'm gonna email you, and you can send me the links to all these the resources,
absolutely.
including your freelancing university, because I was checking out your stuff, and you've also got a podcast, haven't you, Nick?
So Freelance University is also kind of, we put it on all kinds of different channels. So to me, like, that's our podcast.
Yeah.
So we have it on YouTube. But the cool thing is, like, if you just literally go to our website at freelancingclients.com, and you could just opt in, and then every morning you'll get that email with a video from us. So that's how, like, our following kind of follows us, is every morning they have their coffee or tea or whatever they like, and they just kind of get started with
I'm subscribed, and I get your videos every day. So I've been checking out, and
awesome.
I've been like, wow, this guy's he's got a lot of content coming out, and so it's quite amazing that you're creating so much content. And video is big right now. So video is important, very important for branding, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what hasn't worked for you? Have you tried out stuff that hasn't worked for you as for personal branding, and what hasn't really made made a dent? Yeah.
Good question.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying that's a good question. I'm trying to think what hasn't worked. What hasn't worked for me is really when I have tried to go for a sale or get a client without helping them. And I'll tell you a story. When I first started freelancing clients, right? And this was a while ago, but basically we used to, have a sales team, and we used to try to sell on the phone. And what happened was, clients, and rightfully so, they would be a little bit skeptical because we hadn't helped them. They're like, well, can you help me with this, this, and this? And I noticed salespeople do this all the time. And then this was a big mistake. And this is why I've kind of changed the path with Freelance University, putting out content, just because, their information is everywhere now. And if you're not, adding value, you'll never be able to build a brand. And it's competitive today. I mean, another mistake, this kind of goes with branding, and this is just another lesson that has helped me. And it also, I think, will help a lot of freelancers. When I started this OrderSolutions call center business, I had previously been in the call center business with LiveVoice, and it was really competitive. It was not like something like we just, make money day one. It was a grind. And, we had tons of competitors all going after the same clients. And the thing that really helped was when we started the restaurant call center business is I did a lot of research on different industries. And I was like, you know what? I am to stand out. The easiest thing I can do is just focus on one industry, and I'm going to become like the best at serving that one industry. Other than that, there's no difference in our business. Mm-hmm. And it has worked extremely well, because when it comes down to it, I say this is directly related to freelancing, because as a freelancer, you're serving businesses, or the majority of them. So, if you can specialize in your branding, you are ahead of 99.9% of freelancers. Because I'll give you another example. When I hire a lot of freelancers, I hire a lot of different ones. And I'll give you an example. Like I hired a guy recently who I pay a lot of money, who doesn't just understand Facebook ads. Because like a lot of our students are like, yes, Nick, I'm going to do Facebook ads. That is my service. And I'm like, that's great. But the problem with that is so many people offer that service. But what if you can be the Facebook ads person for real estate agents and you understand that? Then you can charge a lot more. Because you have the specialized knowledge of the industry. Or for me, like I sell online courses. So if I would pay someone 2 or 3 times as much that understands the online course business for Facebook ads than just someone who's like, I can do that for anything. Because I've made that mistake. I've hired people and then I figure out that I know more about it than them and they can't provide value. So I guess the lesson in all that is if you can specialize with your branding it doesn't have to be just one. It could be a couple different niches or services or industries. You are ahead of 99.9% of the competition because most people won't specialize.
That's true. It takes some courage to do that because you have to say no to people that you know who might want to work with you, but then are not your ideal client, right? So sometimes you have to turn people down in order to in order to work with the clients you really want to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So okay, like you said, what hasn't worked for you? What about offline networking, things like that, conferences and all that? How has that helped you build your brand?
I'll be honest with you. I've done a lot of that, and I've done all the networking events, and I found them to be very expensive, inefficient. Can you meet people that are really smart? Yes, absolutely. But if you're looking to be like, I want to spend $2,000, go to this expensive conference, fly all the way over there, and hopefully I'll get a ton of clients. That's not the best strategy I recommend. One thing that I've used to network, which is a little different, is I've used LinkedIn to network with people without leaving from home or anywhere. And not trying to sell or anything, but just being like, hey, complimentary of what they're doing, and just trying to get people on the phone to network has worked extremely well. Like I've done that. That's how I've met a lot of really successful people. Because what I found is if you're not salesy, but you're complimentary and you're trying to help people, very successful people will talk to you. I've had it happen with me multiple times where I had a girl send me this detailed report recently. This girl was from the Philippines, and I was like blown away. I was like, I almost felt so bad. Like I was like, I have to talk to this girl and help her because she gave me so much value. Like I have to reciprocate. So when you can help people and network on nowadays with LinkedIn, with Facebook. I mean, I'm just big into networking online. I'm not as big to travel networking. I also Facebook groups are really good. Like nowadays I have a Facebook group that's public that anyone can join. It's called the Freelance Community. There's nothing for sale. Basically people just share ideas about how to get clients, or like what's worked for them, and that's a great way to meet people now.
That's true. I mean,
a little different, but that's what I found.
No, go ahead. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say that mine's a little different. I'm not. I like to be as efficient as possible without having to physically be somewhere, if that makes sense.
I agree, because travel is really time consuming, it's expensive, and it's tiring, and it also lowers your productivity because you can't really work when you're traveling, right? So you can work as well, I mean, as productively as when you're traveling. So I totally agree with that. The only thing I found is that sometimes traveling and meeting people face to face creates a relationship that you can't always build online.
True.
So and you have to be selective. You have to be really selective about which events you go for, which events you attend, especially if there are events in your own town and your own city. There's no harm in attending them, because you don't have to do much.
Absolutely.
So that's the only thing, because I'm also not a big I'm also much I prefer online networking to offline, and it's worked for me much better. But I've just started stepping out and, networking offline now, because I think that helps to build relationships sometimes a lot better, in some ways.
Totally.
And it opens you up to opportunities that you would never have thought of if you were just online, so
Yes.
meeting people and stuff like that, from different domains, things like that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Everyone has different experiences and can
Yeah.
help.
So I mean, I really love your courses. You have some great courses, and have your courses also helped you build a brand? Do you think that when you're creating authority online, do these things help, like, having ebooks or courses, things like that? What do you recommend?
Totally. I mean, I would say that, I guess, so has the content basically I've put out help people, like, has it helped me get clients, or I want to make sure I understand the question.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of creating a brand, in terms of creating building yourself as an expert,
Yeah.
projecting yourself as an expert on freelancing.
Yes.
In that sort of way.
Literally, there's no other option nowadays. You either, if you want to be in business, you have to be putting out content. I mean,
Yeah.
I just, the person who can put out the most content that helps people will usually win. That's from my own experience. I've lost that battle too. Like in my last business, there's a company that is a call center company.
Mm-hmm.
They do billions of dollars, and what they focused on early. These guys that started this company are young guys. They're like 30 years old. They focused on putting out content, whereas most of the other competitors were just trying to sell and get clients, sell, get clients. And they're now going public. And so the point is that if you can just put out content, it might start off slow. That's the only thing, when you're putting out organic content, you're not going to just wake up the next day with 1 million YouTube subscribers or, things like that. It takes, like, you got to just keep going and just say, all right, I'm going to do this for 6 months, and I'm just going to keep posting on every social channel, and it will build over time. People talk, people are like, they'll share it. But 100%, it is a requirement if you want to charge premium prices and not be viewed as a commodity. Putting out good content that actually helps people will put you ahead of 99% of the competition.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you written a book or anything? I mean, do you have any books out there, ebooks and stuff like that you?
I have an ebook called the Freelancer Client Acquisition Blueprint that I could send you and put a link in. I'm actually thinking about writing a book on freelancing this year. I haven't started it, but that's something on the New Year's resolution. Is to write a book. But really, if people want to, like, follow the content, the best thing is to go to freelancingclients.com. Sign up for Freelance University. Sign up for our Facebook group called the Freelance Community Online. Just start following the content, and it should help you a ton. And we have lots of other products, but I don't want to get on here and sell all my stuff. If people get value, they'll find out how to get our products.
Yeah, that's true. And your Freelancing Clients has a lot.com has a lot of information already. So you've got a whole bunch of of information there. So I think they can get a lot of stuff from there itself. But I mean, okay. So what would you recommend to new freelancers starting out? What is the number one thing they should do when trying to build a brand online, for instance, now?
Okay, so basically, if I took a new freelancer, I'm just going to use Upwork because that's like where I believe is the easiest way to get started when you know how to use it correctly.
Right.
I would have them, set up their profile. I would I'll give you a little sneak peek on a tutorial I did because this is really interesting. Most people don't know about this. So on Upwork, it's a two-sided platform. There's the client side of the platform, and then there's the freelancer side of the platform.
Right.
And the interface, like what you see, is totally different, actually, and most people don't realize this. So what I've figured out is if you're on the freelancer, if you sign up as a freelancer, you have limited visibility in what are the other freelancers' profiles say, what work history they have. Right. So if you just do this one thing, all you do is you set up the client account, okay? So you set up a freelancer account and a client account, and you can actually have them interlocked. And I just go back and forth from one to the other. And then what you do is you're in your client account, you click the Find Work tab, and then you'll see all these different filters, right? So now what I do is, this works if you're not sure what service you want to provide, or what niche you want to get into. So what I then do is I look through the categories, and let's just say I was, for example, this works for anything, but a web developer. I'd choose web developer. Then what I would do is I go to the filters, and you'll see stuff like how much amount billed on Upwork, because Upwork verifies all their earnings. And then I would look at, so basically I'd set it for, I would only want to see freelancers that have billed 1,000 hours on Upwork that are charging more than $60 an hour, US dollars. And then I would either turn on there's a button you'll see that says US only or US off. If I was based outside the US, I'd turn it off because I want to see what people are doing outside of the US. If I was in the US, I'd leave that on. And then Upwork's algorithm starts spitting out freelancers' profiles that meet that criteria, that have great reviews, and you'll see people that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars on Upwork. And then what you do is you look at their profiles, you see what services they're doing, and here's the coolest part. If you scroll down on a profile and you see the work history tab, what that means is that is literally, it's not what they're saying they can provide, that is what they've gotten paid for. You can see how much they got paid for. So you might see that someone did an ebook for realtors. And if you have that skill set, you might be like, oh, I can do ebooks for realtors on my profile. So the next time that client comes there, or another client like them, you've got something that'll get their attention. This will give you a huge head start, because a lot of freelancers that they even get into our programs, they have no idea what services to offer. Right. They kind of know what skills they have, but they don't know what services or what niche to get into. This will help you find your niche within like a day. And over time you can change it. And then the second thing I would do, and this is really important, because a lot of your listeners might have had a hard time getting their first client on Upwork. And the reason they have the hard time is not because they're not skilled enough or they don't have enough experience. It's because they don't have the reviews. So what happens is, a client, it's like when you go on Amazon or something. If you don't, the first thing I do when I go on Amazon is I look at a product and I'm like, okay, how many reviews does it have? If it doesn't have any reviews, I'm not going to buy it. So what you can do, and this is totally fine, is I would focus on getting 5 to 10 5-star reviews from either, if you have existing clients outside of Upwork, I would try to get them to hire you. I would give them a deal on a project. I would go on Facebook groups and I would say, hey, I'm just getting started on Upwork. Here's what I'm really good at. I will do this at a discount. I'm really looking for reviews because I know it's going to help me long-term. I would do that. I would leverage, anyone I could to get those reviews, because when you get 5 to 10 on Upwork, that's when you get that job success score, which is the way Upwork rates their freelancers. And without a job success score, it will be a little difficult to get clients to reach out to you, and you'll have to just keep reaching out to them. Right. If you do those first two things, you're on your way to doing very well. It's about reviews, and it's about being in the right niche. And then, there's a lot more stuff, advanced stuff that you can do with the agency stuff, with outsourcing, all kinds of stuff. But those two things should help a ton, because I've had clients that, I'll give you an example. One of our first clients, his name's Nick Bryant. He had tried Upwork before, couldn't land one client. And this kid is very smart. Like, he's worked at some of the top startups. He's an amazing developer. And he couldn't get one. He was like, I hate Upwork. It sucks, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Nick, just do what I say for 4 weeks. If it doesn't work, we'll give you your money back. And what we did is we're like, all right, Nick, let's focus on getting reviews. You have no reviews. That's the problem. 4 weeks later, he made $40,000 on.
Wow, that's quick. Yeah.
Fast forward 6 months later, we also help clients outside of Upwork, like with email, and go after more higher ticket clients. He's doing $100,000 a month. So he's one of our most. Those aren't typical results, but he's one of our most successful students. But it just shows you that this stuff really works.
Mm.
And again, so reviews and getting the right niche. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Sorry, I went on a little tangent there.
No, that's awesome. That's a fantastic tip, and that's going to help a lot of people, Nick, and especially my audience, and because a lot of them want to be work from home, freelancers and stuff. So they're absolutely going to appreciate that tip because it's going to give them an
Absolutely.
edge. It's going to give them an edge over other freelancers,
Huge
and
advantage.
it is
Huge.
very competitive, right? On Upwork right now, it is really competitive, isn't it?
It is really competitive, but what I would say is Upwork has gone public recently,
Yeah.
and they have a lot of capital. So they're advertising aggressively, not to freelancers, but to businesses, the Fortune 500. So I expect more and more clients, higher quality clients coming to Upwork. And so if you're not on Upwork, I really recommend doing it because Upwork, if you don't know the history, acquired Odesk and Elan. So any freelancing platform that is up and coming, I see them as being the Facebook of freelancing, where they'll acquire any up and coming because they have billions of dollars. So I think it's a great platform if you know how to use it the right way. So
absolutely,
So
right. Oh, that's awesome. Those are great tips for freelancers and for branding yourself. And I think for anyone who's starting out in business, because like you said, niching down and finding the right niche and also getting reviews. I think any entrepreneur can benefit from that, not just freelancers, right? So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, Nick. So I think that's really great. We'll wrap that up. You have any parting thoughts to share?
No, I mean, I would say that, if anyone wants more help, check out freelancingclients.com, sign up for Freelance U, sign up for our community. Would love to see you. You can ask questions in there.
Yeah.
We'll all answer those questions. And maybe we'll work together down the road, whoever is listening to this. And I just want to say, I guess the last closing part would be you can do it. It's not rocket science. It doesn't matter if you're not the smartest person or the most skilled or experienced. I spent, a year, like I said, interviewing 20 of the world's highest paid freelancers from all different countries, India, the US, UK. And what fascinated me about that whole process is these people are not like the smartest people, but they figure out how to get clients. They're very strategic. And also, if someone wants to listen to my interviews, I actually sell them for less than a cup of coffee at freelancingclients.com/training. And those are great. They're fun. They're entertaining. There's a lot of content there. And it's like gold for freelancers.
Yeah,
So.
I saw that. I saw that link, so I'll check that out. I'll check that out too. Okay, Nick. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for making time and sharing your expertise and sharing some invaluable tips with my listeners. So I'll catch up with you later, and all the links that you talked about, I'm gonna share in the description below. So guys, please go subscribe and check out all the tips that Nick. Check out all the links that Nick has shared with us. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Nick. Ciao. Wait, I'm going to stop recording this.
Do you enjoy this interview? Do you have someone in mind that you'd like me to interview? Or do you have questions that you'd like me to ask my next guest? Do post them in the comments below.